Now, welcome to Mindset Mondays. And tonight, I thought we might just take a bit of a softer approach. Getting to the end of the year, I start reflecting. I start slowing down a little bit and just thinking, okay, what did I do well this year? What am I proud of? What have I done that I don't want to do next year? How do I want next year to be different? What have I learnt over this last year? And as I start to slow down a little bit and start reflecting, I get some answers. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful time of year to realize, for me anyway, I'm going to have some time off. I'm going to see my family. I'm going to want to be nice and relaxed. I don't really want to take a lot of stress and other things into the holidays. I want to try and get into a good vibration, good energy, do some of the things that I need to get done, and go into the holidays with that energy. Now, maybe that's how you feel. Maybe Christmas and that whole time of year is something a bit different for you. Everyone is different. I know people who live for the holiday, and I know other people who would rather work all holidays because they don't want to be around certain people. Everyone is completely different. But what I thought we'd do today is some journaling prompts around reflecting on this year and maybe looking to the next year. So, what I would love for you guys to do is just grab a pen and paper or open up a new document on your device, wherever it is that you want to journal and answer these questions. But you can just write Mindset Mondays, reflecting on 2024. Beautiful. And you can write the date if you want, which is the 16th of the 12th, 2024. I like to date in my journal, otherwise it just becomes very hard to find anything if I've written down something important. All right, amazing. Now, journal prompt number one. I want you to think back on this year that has been, and I want you to write down what activities did you enjoy the most? And you can answer this by saying, this year, I really enjoyed, and write down what you really enjoyed. Maybe for me, it was playing a few rounds of golf. It's getting to spend time with my amazing partner. It's getting to see my family, go away on a couple of trips. What did you enjoy most this year? Maybe enjoy is too strong a word for you. Maybe it was a very hard year. But maybe you can look and see if you can find some highlights. Might even be a TV show that you enjoyed watching, a book you enjoyed reading. And as you're doing this, just take a few deep breaths. Just enjoy it. Just see what comes to mind. And once you feel complete with your answer, just give me a thumbs up to let me know to go on to the next one. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Emma. And once we get one more thumbs up, we'll go on to the next one. Okay, beautiful. Now, question number two. And if you want to add more to question one, that's completely fine. You can leave a few lines if you want to add to it later. But question number two, what were you most proud of this year? I want you to think about maybe how you showed up, and you can answer this by saying, the thing I'm most proud of this year is. The thing I'm most proud of this year is, and maybe it was your attitude. Maybe it was that you stuck to your exercise routine. And just write down. Maybe there's one, maybe there's two, maybe there's five things you want to write down. That you worked on a goal, that you gave it hell. Might even be as simple as saying, I didn't give up. I kept trying. It's a weird one, but for the end of the year, I've gotten a lot better at doing things around the house so that my partner isn't annoyed by me leaving junk in the sink. It took me a while, but I have been trained. It's not high on my values list, but through persistence, I got there. And once you feel that you've got a good answer that you're happy with, just give me a thumbs up to let me know. Thanks, Emma. Thanks, Stephen. Once we get one more, thanks, Bromman. Beautiful. Now, question number three. And again, if you want to leave some room for after number two to add to it after the session, beautiful. I love doing that. It's good fun. But number three, what have you learned this year? Have a think back over the year and just ponder for a second. What have been some of the lessons, the most profound lessons or things that have become very clear to you? And you can write, in 2024, I've learned. I want you to think about maybe what's the most important learnings. For me, I've learned how important it is to be consistent. I've also learned how important it is that you keep your word. Maybe you learned how important it is to look after your physical and mental well-being. But just think back over the year. What has this year taught you? And again, just take a deep breath, no pressure. And once you feel happy with your answer again, just let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Thanks, Emma. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Bromman. Beautiful. Crushing it tonight, smashing it out. Question number four. What are you hoping to achieve in 2025? I want you to have a think about what are some of the most important things to you that you see happen in 2025? And you can answer this by saying, in 2025, I would love it if I. In 2025, I would love it if I changed jobs, got healthier, felt happier, bought a house, went overseas, whatever comes to you. Maybe it's not a physical result, maybe it's an emotional result. 25, I felt more relaxed. I developed a better work-life balance. I was nicer to my family, whatever it is. And once you feel happy with what you've written down, just give me a thumbs up. Thanks, Emma. Thanks, Stephen. Whatever you wrote down, that's perfect. Don't worry, I'm not going to hold you accountable. You don't have to do it. I mean, probably if you want it, it's probably a good idea to go after it, but beautiful. And now, number five is an interesting question. And I want you to just imagine for a moment that you succeeded on everything you just wrote down. Have a look at that list and just imagine that that happened. Just imagine you succeeded on all the things you wanted to do. I want you to imagine it's, getting towards the end of next year, December, and you've accomplished everything you wanted to. And I want you to answer this question. What do you feel you would now believe to be true? And you can answer this by writing from achieving what I wanted to do in 2025. So from achieving what I wanted to do in 2025, I now believe. And if you need to, look at your answers from question four and imagine that it's done. And if it was already done, what would you now believe? Maybe you now believe it's possible for you to be healthy. Maybe you now believe that you're really good at earning money. Maybe you now believe that you do have what it takes to be nice to your family. Just taking a moment, just breathing deeply, just writing down what comes to mind, looking at those answers. Imagine it's done and you've achieved it. If it was work-life balance, maybe I now believe I can effectively run my business and not work myself into the bone. There is a way to serve people that doesn't require me to work my ass off. Maybe you've accomplished a task or a project. Now you believe that you've got the skills capable for being capable to do it. Whatever comes to you. It's an interesting question, isn't it? If I did achieve this, what would I now believe? And once you feel that you've got the answers that you were looking for, that you feel good about, just give me a thumbs up to let me know to move on to the next thing. Beautiful. Thanks, Emma. Thanks, Bronman. All right. Amazing. Now, take a moment to just give yourself a pat on the back for doing that. We usually do this after the meditation, but I think the journaling part's probably the hard part. The meditation part's the easy part. Now, before we jump into the meditation part, just give yourself a chance to stretch out. Get yourself nice and comfortable. You know, you've been doing whatever you've been doing all day. Just let it out. If you need to move your body and just get it out, get any energy. If you need to stand up and stretch, when you meditate, it can be uncomfortable. So it's really helpful if you can get yourself nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed. I'm going to play some music and I want you to just slowly get more and more comfortable, more and more relaxed. Can you hear that music okay? Perfect, perfect, amazing. Just taking a moment to arrive into stillness. keeping your back as straight as you can, pulling your shoulders back. And when you feel ready, nice and comfortable, just slowly and gently just closing down your eyes. Letting your breath become a bit deeper, nice and rhythmic. And just giving yourself complete permission to be present, to listen, to follow along. There's nothing else to do but to be here now. We're going to start off by taking 10 really deep breaths in, all the way in through our nose, into our stomach, into our chest, imagining that there's a hook on the top of our head, pulling our head up to the sky. And when we breathe out, imagine that the hook is released. We let all the oxygen out through our mouth without force, just letting it all out through our mouth. And we will do our first inhale through the nose in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, all the way in, rising up, and breathe out, letting it all go out through the mouth. Breathe in, all the way in. Breathe out, all the way out, fully relaxing. Breathe in, all the way in, big deep breath. Breathe out, all the way out. Breathe in, all the way in. Breathe out, all the way out. Breathe in, all the way in, rising up. Breathe out, all the way out. Breathe in, all the way in. Let yourself smile, enjoy this process. Breathe out, all the way out. Breathe in, all the way in. Really deep breath, enjoy it. Breathe out, all the way out. 2 more breaths, make them really big. Breathe in, all the way in, filling your whole body with oxygen. Breathe out, letting yourself completely relax. And last breath in, all the way in, filling your whole body up. And breathing it out, letting it all out, letting yourself completely relax. Let your breathing return to normal. And just sit here and just enjoy it for a moment. Just noticing any thoughts that are coming up. Just gently noticing them as if from a distance. And I want you to now, in your mind, imagine that you can feel yourself floating up out of your body. I want you to imagine that you feel yourself floating up, and underneath you, you can see your timeline. I want you to imagine that you can see from the start of 2024 all the way up to the present moment where you are right now. And you can see all the way to the end of next year, to December 2025. Just imagining that you're floating above it. It's all lined out in front of you. And I want you to imagine that you can see yourself floating above January 2024. And you can see any images that come to the mind of what you might have been doing in January 2024. Just looking down, seeing the scene, seeing yourself, seeing any emotions that you're feeling, any actions you might have been taking. And with whatever you see, I want you to send down to yourself love, acceptance, and gratitude. And what I want you to do is slowly move along your timeline from anything you see in January, moving towards February. Seeing any moments that come to mind, any memories. Whatever you see, is giving yourself love, gratitude, and acceptance. And I want you to slowly move from February to March. Sending love, gratitude, acceptance. Moving from March to April. From April to May. Whatever images come to mind are perfect. From May to June. From June to July. From July to September. From September to October. October to November. November to December. Imagine just seeing yourself sitting in this room, sending yourself some love, some gratitude, some acceptance. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And now we're going to move towards the future. I want you to see January in any image of what you might want to see happen in January. Moving into February. Moving into March. Seeing yourself progress on something that's important to you. Moving into April and giving yourself some love, acceptance, and gratitude. whatever you can see. See yourself in May. See yourself smiling in May for whatever reason. See yourself in June. And as you see yourself in July, see yourself growing, becoming the best version of yourself. Moving into July, really enjoying the images that you're seeing. Into September, seeing October, feeling really good about it. Seeing November, and now seeing December, seeing yourself coming to the end of another year, and it was a great year. And just taking a moment to zoom back out and look along your whole timeline, all the way from December 2025 back to the present day, back to the start of January, and just thinking about all the lessons that you've learned, the growth that you've been through, the energy and emotional states that you've experienced, the emotional states that are yet to come. And just taking a moment to slowly focus back on the present day and slowly just start floating down into your timeline, slowly back into the room where you are, back into your body. And just taking a nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Slowly becoming aware of the temperature of the room that you're in. Becoming aware of how you're feeling right now, whatever emotion it is. And when you feel ready, you can start to bring some gentle motion into your body by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, moving your body from side to side, in any way that you want to move to come back into your body. And with one final deep breath in through your nose, all the way in, and a deep breath out, you can slowly, when you feel ready, open your eyes. Welcome back. Hmm. Awesome work, guys. Bit of a different one, that one. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it interesting. Now, you can do whatever it is that you need to. If you need to write something down, if you need to just take a moment for yourself, that's completely fine. But the way that these sessions work, as you guys all know, is I end the recording and I stay on to have a chat to you guys, ask you about your experience. So if there's anything you want to share, And if something came up that you want to reach out to me about, something maybe upsetting, maybe something exciting, I am a mindset coach. I do love helping people turn their goals into reality. That is literally my job. So if something came up that you want to work on, that you want to reach out and talk to me about, please feel free to add me on social media, David Keith Turner on everything, or you can send me an email at David Keith Turner at outlook.com. Or if you wanted to send me a message on Meetup, that would be amazing. But I really am grateful that you came along to the session. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will end the recording now and open it up to you guys.